Aloha. This is a meditation called Dying into Each Moment. I wrote this meditation for a dear friend when she was, I think, probably 88, and she wanted to explore her feelings about death. And as I was creating this prayer, I realized that all of us, we all prepare for the death of our bodies or the death of our dreams in very similar ways. And before I start, I want to tell you that she's now 94, so she's had lots of time to prepare for her death. So, of course, during this pandemic time, there's personal and collective undoing, unraveling, because we are in such isolation and not knowing what's coming. Our feelings about the death of our bodies are the death of our way of life. They're so strong right now. So let's begin by coming into a place of stillness so that we may truly honor this journey. May we be willing to die into each moment, so that when loss comes or when death comes, we will be fully awake, so that as life passes through us, we will be completely present. May we be willing to give up our control of life, our manipulation of the details of our day, our demands for what life should look like. May we begin to give those up regularly, every single moment, if we can. So that when it is time for the death of our dreams, or for the physical death of our bodies, we will be able to experience the exquisite beauty of that passage, rather than being lost in our fears and our resistance and our, oh, I wish I had, and what if. So by being fully present for each small death, many deaths every day, we will be gloriously alive to each feeling, each interaction, and each emotion that passes through us. May we be willing to let go of our suffering, so that even in the midst of pain, we may still feel the outrageous joy of being able to feel so much. Because you must know that suffering comes not from pain, but from resisting pain, whether it be physical or emotional pain. When we are in the present moment, the joy and the peace are so much stronger than any pain that we might be feeling. May we be willing to be at peace, no matter what we are experiencing. May we be willing to let go of our reactivity, so that we can notice the tender gift that is being given in each precious moment. Because when we cease to contract around our fear, we stay so open, so in the flow, that we are able to remain in awe of the perfection of whatever we are experiencing. So rather than trying to escape the pain or the fear or the grief or the loss, our attention becomes focused on the mystery that is the precious gift that we are being given, that is beyond thought, beyond opinion, and eventually even beyond feeling. May we also be willing to let go of our shame and our guilt for whatever so-called sins that we may have committed, so that we can see ourselves through the compassionate eyes of love. Love which always celebrates the soul's adventures, no matter how our culture or our religion would judge us. Duality is a natural byproduct of being in a body. And once the mind creates opposites, such as good and bad, we tend to live in fear that we are not good enough, that we don't deserve love, that love is something that has to be earned, deserved. But that's not my understanding of the divine. We often interpret our longing for oneness, our longing for love, as proof of our unworthiness, that no one would want to love us. But once we realize that we're actually longing for our own divinity, our own wholeness, once we see through the illusion of separation, shame finally melts away. We fall in love with our souls who came here to play, to explore love and the seeming lack of love. And we realize finally that nothing, not even death, can take us out of that love. May we become willing to let go of feelings of hurt, betrayal, abandonment, so that even as we experience those emotions, we are consciously thankful to realize that in truth it's impossible to be hurt by another unless we decide to be hurt. And it's impossible to be betrayed by another unless we decide to use that as a lesson in being betrayed. And in fact, it is impossible to be abandoned by another or by God. May we finally understand that when we are not quite conscious, we require other people, usually the people we love the most. We require them to provide a mirror so that we can see our own beliefs and our own fears about ourselves. But when we're awake, when we are merged with our own divinity, it is impossible to feel anything but love. May we be willing to let go of some future heaven or some perfect relationship here on earth. We've been looking for permanent safety, enlightenment even, when it was already the very essence of our being. And may we be willing to let go of disappointment for anything we have done or anything we failed to do, so that we may live in the grace of each moment. May we be willing to do no thing to get approval. And may we be willing to be no thing because we already have that approval, that we can be all things. And may we finally realize that we are made of source. We are existence, playing with our own creation, making up the rules, changing the rules. May we be willing to die into our opinions about each moment, so that even before death comes, even before disappointment comes, even before loss comes, may we be fully awake and may we be grateful. May we not wait until we are dying or until our friendships are dying or our dreams are dying to notice the love. May we not wait to become fully alive, fully conscious and grateful. May we be willing to live and die in awe every moment. May we be filled to overflowing with surprise and delight, with grace, with ease. We will know that we are awake when we are in awe, when we are in gratitude, when we are so full of love that we cannot contain our joy. And in those moments, may we simply be, just be, in or out of form. May we just be. Blessed be. Blessed be each of us as individuals. Blessed be all of us as the collective. Learning to allow love by allowing death of each moment, each assumption. Come home to the place where there is no difference between being alive or dying. Our spirit is still there, always. Blessed be.